All right. Welcome,
Welcome.
Panther Dynasty League folks. Clayton and I got together during this waiting period for the bar exam. Figured we'd have a little fun and record a podcast for the league based on some week 4 power rankings.
The old bar anticipatory anxiety is raising rapidly.
It's inclining, no
It's
doubt.
like
Yeah.
We're here at the Birch Castle, in his secret lair with our friend the Bobcat
That's right.
in the background. Shout out to Ryan Lynn.
I hope everyone can enjoy it. And we're just going to go backwards order, Team 12 up to Team 1. And it's in order of current points scored for this season, so through the first 4 weeks. But, we'll kind of break the teams down a little bit after that. So we'll start with the caboose. And that's Mr. Wyatt Bathrod. Who currently in 4 weeks has 442 points per week, an average of about 110. Anything you want to say, Mr. Nanza?
He paid one heck of a price for Mr. Connor.
Yeah.
Bathrod team, Wyatt, love the guy. I think he's amazing.
Agree.
One of my favorite people.
Agree.
In the world. And, has the lock of the decade at quarterback, I'd say.
That's right. Jalen Hurts, love that guy. Hard to stop the brotherly shove.
Oh yeah, the tush push.
Yeah.
Speaking of caboose.
That's right.
And has solid running back with Josh Jacobs. That's great. He's coming off of 585 carries, so the wheels are falling off. And then the most expensive Toyota Camry you've ever seen in your entire life, which would be Mr. James Conner as RB2. He's got a good overall team. Addison shows potential, laid a big fat donut.
Tough, but a lot of good days in his future.
Lots of good days.
Yeah.
I don't think the story is completely written. Cooper Kupp being on IR definitely hurts.
Bad blow right there.
Yeah. But thank goodness he's still got his first round pick for next year.
Yeah, based on his current positioning, he's gonna have the number 1 pick in the draft for the rookie draft.
Which would be adding Marvin Harrison Jr. to this team would just be a huge boon.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, I think we'll just keep it moving along. Yeah, so the next team on the list would be our loyal commissioner, the lowest points in a win, Ryan Lynn. And, Joe Burrow, Hall of Fame potential, but
boy, has it been rough.
Probably going to be the worst year of his career. There's rumors out there, and who knows about the NFL rumor mill, but there's rumors they're going to shut him down, like for the season. Tank. They're going to tank and try and go get like Brock Bowers or Marvin Harrison Jr. on this team if Joe Burrow can't turn it around like in the month of October. Running backs are light.
For context, he literally week 1 had 88 yards passing.
Awful. Just absolutely awful.
Week 4, he had 165 yards and a fumble.
Yeah.
Scored 4.7 points.
Not getting it done. Yeah, running backs, I'll tell you what would be good on this team would be a young stud running back.
Like Breece Hall.
Would really make this team look a lot better. But instead, he's got Amari Cooper, who had a glistening 1 catch for 16 yards last weekend.
Man, could you imagine?
Just the promise that comes with a young stud running back like Breece Hall.
Like, we've all got regrets and shame. I certainly am carrying a burden that we'll talk to when we get to my team because I'm not far from the caboose. But man, could you imagine trading Breece Hall for Amari Cooper?
I could not. Wouldn't do it personally.
Honestly, shouldn't be allowable.
No. Yeah.
He could also use a solid rookie tight end.
That would help this team. I don't know. Hawkinson's been pretty good.
Hawkinson's great.
Yeah. So,
But,
I don't know.
somebody like a Kincaid.
It's a hard team to look at right now, but we'll just keep it rolling. On to the 10th team in our power rankings, which is Mr. Clayton Nedza himself.
He's a little engine that good. Coming fresh off of earning the second overall pick and then a questionable route to getting the third overall pick, which we'll discuss later, by the way, Mr. Richmond. I'll say this. I was not working with a whole lot. And I had to fight my tail off. And I just scrapped my way all the way from 11th place to 10th place.
That's right.
Just tooth and nail.
All these trades you made, picked up CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson. You traded up in the draft to go get Jahmyr Gibbs, Jackson Smith. Okay, right. That's right. You did. Based on how terrible your team was, you got Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, we're just gonna forget his name.
And then you traded up for Jackson Smith and Jigba.
I had in trouble.
That's right. Just complete remodel.
Complete remodel, and I thought I was rolling out an absolute dime piece this year. Started 2-0, was looking great. We're back to 2-2. Got Michael Wilson sitting there with a 26-point game against the 49ers on my taxi
superstar.
But the Olave 1 point last week, that's tough. I mean, you're not getting it done with Olave at 1 point. But yeah, got Kincaid, got my tight end of the future. I think this team shows some promise. But he has been the toilet winner for the past 2 weeks.
I mean, we'll check back in about 5 years on this team. But not this year.
It's not me.
All right, we'll keep it rolling. Up to number 9, the reigning champion, Team Brighton 23.
23's got to be a Michael Jordan record.
We hope. We only hope. Yeah, but he's got some studs. There's no doubt.
He has a very interesting philosophy.
Yeah, studs and
$500 basically.
Yep, he did.
Covered 10 years of the league.
Playing with house money.
And it's going to take him about 10 years to get back to where he was.
Potentially so. He has some good guys. But a lot of not good guys.
Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Puka Nacua.
Oh yeah. Great.
But the running backs with Roschon Johnson, Zach Moss is going to be right in time.
Yeah.
Kittle.
He has this running back though. Leonard Fournette.
Playoff Leonard.
Just holding him in case he signs with a team.
Now, if this were a 2-quarterback league.
Right. Tua, best bench quarterback in the Panther Dynasty league.
Possibly in America.
Right. Seriously, top-notch bench quarterback.
Could be the MVP of the year.
Yeah, I think Tua's going to win the MVP this year.
Arguably could start over Mahomes.
Right. Well, they were separated by a quarter of a point last week.
But so far this year, Tua's definitely.
That's right. No doubt about that,
And they're all beating Joe Burrow.
That's correct. Yeah. So, Brighton just hold out hope, man. Whenever they sign Leonard Fournette.
And Odell Beckham Jr. is about to be right. He's in the best.
That's right. He's coming back to really dominate soon. He's going to take over the Ravens wide receiver production. Yeah. All right.
Let's go to everyone's preseason favorite.
Oh.
Who appeared to be the juggernaut of juggernauts.
You actually shared a quote with me from the draft that this man said at our startup draft last August.
What?
Running backs age like spoiled milk.
That's right. He did say that.
I think Daniel Smith said that.
And boy, oh boy, does he have some molded milk in his refrigerator.
Just chunky green milk.
Oh man, is it gross.
In August, this was the squad.
If you had to take a favorite, it had to have been this.
How could it not be? Yeah.
Molded milk, it's kind of like baking your eggs. Maybe the strategy will work for Mr. Daniel Smith here is you just put it in the fridge and hope it's better tomorrow.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, we'll start. Dak Prescott.
Not exactly.
Man,
Yeah.
he's got an appropriate name for him.
You make Chuggers. Yeah, great nickname.
You know, running backs, though, at the start of the year, let's start with who his running backs were going to be.
Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler, he's got contractitis in his ankle.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
Hill Tractor Cito.
Yeah, I mean,
getting out snapped right now.
By time, no ACL Spears.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, man.
Yeah.
Nicholas Jamal Chubb. Hate to see it.
Best pure runner in the league.
Boy, we hate to see what happened to that.
Yeah.
That was just
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
And then Aaron Jones.
That's right. Yeah. Came back from his injury a week too early, it looks like.
And his running backs were Derrick Henry, Eckler, Chubb, Aaron Jones. That's unstoppable. Top notch. His wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Hopkins. That's also solid for a win now team.
AARP squad.
And then Travis Kelce at tight end, who's dating the second best. Taylor Swift is now dating the second best tight end in the world.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it really wasn't good for Taylor Swift's career to date an NFL player. I mean, he really brought her up, into notoriety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about her. She's a nobody.
That's right.
And frankly, my hot take is that she sucks, and I hope she never sings again.
And then, not a whole lot of work rate on the bench now.
No, he's
stacked at the tight end position. There's no doubt.
And I will say the old Nick Chubb, Garrett Wilson swap right now is favorable for me, but I hate to see it happen.
Yeah.
Hate to see it happen.
You hate to see it. Well, hey, that's the number 19.
Now let's move on.
Move on to number 8.
To the guy who advocates his duty of paying dues.
That's right. Mr. Eric Crow himself.
Mr. Eric Crow himself.
The last man to pay dues.
Last man.
We still don't know if he paid.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, so we should just talk shit right now. I mean,
What kind of spineless rat would go through the entire rookie draft and can't come out feeling good about it?
Had a rough rookie
and draft. Drag it out to week 4 without paying dues.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, it's questionable.
Questionable character.
Unethical, honestly.
Honestly, could be reported to the bar.
That's right. We might have to write a letter on this.
But it is not the most unethical thing that's happened in this league.
Oh, really?
No, it is not. Because there is some things that should be.
Oh, there's one big one.
There is one ugly sin in this league.
We will get to that.
And we'll get
shortly. But, talking about his team, I love Lamar Jackson, Tony P.
And I do love Eric Crow.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's awesome.
Guy, if you would only pay you around $50.
Yeah, it's $50. Come on, bro. I love the guy.
Well, yeah, Jamar Chase, stud.
Tony Pollard, stud.
Stud.
Lamar Jackson could be QB1.
All right. That's right. He might be right now. I'm not sure. He's up there.
Right now he is QB4.
Okay, right. And then Metcalf is a monster, like a freaking nature.
When he walks off the bus, boy, oh boy.
I was looking for high school ball against that.
How would you like to share a shower?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it has to be script. He has got to have some shower floor fungus all over that thing.
He knows the temperature of the water in the urine.
Every single one of them he's ever peed in.
That's right.
Brock Purdy on his bench. That guy is spectacular.
Trade bait, honestly. I mean, I don't know.
Cam Akers, that just didn't.
Yeah.
Charbonnet, I hope you didn't take him with a top 5 pick in the draft.
Yeah, that would have been a poor choice if he had.
And Jeff Wilson, now that's a chance gig.
That's right.
Maybe McLaughlin late season.
Right. I mean, maybe time to break glass on taxi squad there.
Rashee Rice.
I think he's got a bright future ahead, actually.
Yeah.
But, so it goes.
All right.
Well, that's the bottom 6 of the league. So we're going to pause the feature presentation for some superlatives. And to begin, we have the best rookie pick, in our opinion. And granted, this is 4 weeks into a rookie season, so we're just having a good old time here. Who knows what could happen in the future? But if you want to start us off
with mine,
yeah, best rookie.
I think when you look at it, and this is not taking into consideration roster composition, but I think you got to go with Achane. when you marry up Achan into the team he's currently on, and I think he's on the taxi squad, my goodness.
He is.
Oh, my God.
Ballsy.
Ballsy.
Yeah.
I think he just is the guy in Miami now.
He is now.
51 points, week 3, which you're like, oh, is that a one-hit wonder? Followed up by 27. He's the RB4. He looks like every single. I mean, honestly, we were talking James, and he very well could be Jamal Charles.
So far,
or Chris Johnson.
He's Jamal Charles, Chris Johnson-esque.
And if he stays healthy,
yeah,
boy.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that.
And I think he was like the 8th pick.
Right, just incredible value.
Yeah.
And just complete home run to this point, which is admittedly early. So, all right, well, my choice for the best rookie pick in our draft, in the latest rookie draft I've ever heard of in a Dynasty league, by the way, July.
After the bar exam.
Right. I mean, terrible timing.
We might as well just draft it in December.
Right. We could have
once we know the real value on these guys.
I know. My choice would be Anthony Richardson. Shout out Alex Norton. You know, the man had a hole in his roster, and the draft fell perfectly in his favor, and he scooped up a potential top 5 quarterback for the foreseeable future. I mean,
when Anthony Richardson's playing, he looks insane.
Yeah.
He literally looks like Derrick Henry next to him.
I mean, in the games that he starts and finishes, he's giving you like 25 or 30 points.
Did you see his pass when Aaron Donald was in his face?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I mean, it makes you wonder about the quality of coaching down in Gainesville, Florida.
How do you not win?
I mean, dude, like,
wow.
They didn't watch any 2010 Auburn film, apparently.
But you know, like, he didn't win in high school either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an enigma. But congrats, Alex Norton. I got you pegged for the best pick in the rookie draft. Hopefully he stays healthy for you.
Yeah.
But, all right, let's do a worst pick in the rookie draft. You want me to start this one?
I'll just go ahead and eat the crow.
Okay. All right.
I was so fired up about. You know what? No. I'm going to go ahead and say the worst pick, and I'm going to say
both of my picks. I had 2 picks in the top 3 picks in our rookie draft, picks 2 and 3, and I was so fired up about it. It was the no-brainer lock of the century. Jahmyr Gibbs looks, he's getting absolutely manhandled by David Montgomery.
He's been put on ice.
On ice.
I mean, he's iced out.
Should not.
In a bad way.
Like, is not playing in Detroit.
No, just no path to touches right now.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
He looks terrible. The only thing that could make it worse is if you follow Jahmyr Gibbs up with Jackson Smith-Njigba, and that looks like it's an absolute bust. I have 2 fat busts sitting there.
With 2 top 3 picks.
God bless. It's awful.
And if you think about the really serious effort that Jackson Smith-Njigba put into the 2022 Ohio State football team, it's just astounding that he isn't going to be cut out for the NFL.
he looks like a me guy.
Pretty selfish, kind of diva wide receiver.
And they got him running Kadarius Toney route threes.
Yeah, really behind, like he goes backwards on the snap.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's not a recipe for
And
fantasy.
he's running 4-7.
Not a good fantasy recipe right there.
It's terrible.
All right, well, my worst rookie pick was picked in the second round. It was the first tight end off the board. Mr. Eric Crow selected Las Vegas Raiders tight end Michael Mayer.
Bro, did you watch the guy push the sled against in the combine compared to Darnell Washington?
I mean, Michael Mayer was selected ahead of Sam Laporta, was selected ahead of Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if he has a stat yet in the NFL. Does he have a single catch right now? Survey says.
Is that just starting time?
Oh, my. Tight end 73.
So far through 4 games, he has 2 targets.
1 catch for 2 yards.
That's terrible.
That is a rough pick. Yeah, he's averaging.
What's 1.2 divided by 4?
Yeah,
0.28.
yeah, about a quarter of a point per
0.28 points a game.
per start. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's worst rookie pick. Yeah. So our final superlative is going to be best pickup of the league so far. Right, and this is we're not even through year 2 or like what 14 months into the league, but we each have selected a best pickup so far. So lead us off, Mr. Nedza.
We complete the rookie draft, and out of the goodness of his heart, Mr. Birch advises and counsels his friend. And
Regrettably, a phone call was
the
made.
undrafted rookie free agent pickup of Puka Nacua looks phenomenal.
Brighton, the insight or the foresight that you had to make that pickup.
He's clairvoyant.
I mean, it's propelled you, to 1 or 2 victories. I mean, I guess he probably didn't start in week 1, but yeah, I mean, he's already cashed in with dubs.
I mean, Puka Nacua is on pace to be Jerry Rice.
He is like Hawaiian Jerry Rice, I guess. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Great pickup.
The greatest 4-game start to any wide receiver's career ever.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah, he's on an absolute tear.
Yeah.
So congrats, Brighton. Just absolute unbelievable fantasy. What's the word? Just like
Gold.
Well, yes, but I mean, just like the brain power required behind that pickup. Kudos. Galaxy brain. That's right. Galaxy brain, right? All right. So my choice for the best pickup of the league so far actually occurred
and
last
challenge
season.
him to say this without smiling.
We're gonna go bring it back. So maybe like Halloween last year, 2022, somewhere in that neighborhood. Tuscan Fairfield made a decision.
And this is not the worst thing of the league.
It is not, but
it is shameful.
A decision was made to drop James Conner, the starting running back for the Arizona Cardinals. And he had a bad week, but this is Dynasty. You gotta
long term.
You gotta think like a little further down the road. Sometimes when roster management in Dynasty League, and you know what? I have been biding my time on the waiver wire. Had worked my way up to the second waiver position, and I saw James Conner hit the waiver wire, and I knew it was time to burn that priority. And I even dropped the smoke screen because I think that Russell Wilson was also dropped by Mr. Fairfield in the same transaction. And I put up the smoke screen of Russell Wilson because I was quarterback needy. I was starting old Tom Brady at the time. And
you would have won the championship had you started.
That's right. Yeah. The terrible decision there. But anyway, James Conner picked him up, started him. Great asset last year. Has been a pretty good asset this year. And I managed to move him actually for a first round pick in the rookie draft. And who knows who that'll end up being.
But right now.
But today, if the league was over, like if we had the rookie draft tomorrow based upon today's points, it would be the 101 right now. I mean, but it's a long season. It's a long season ahead. So.
Quiet! I've been trying to trade with you for weeks up to this point.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and you do something ill-advised.
I mean, hey,
Listen to your outside counsel, Badger.
I think he got a win last week out of it. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to.
Oh my goodness, Wyatt!
Yeah, he beat Richmond last week, and potentially because of James Conner's contributions. I mean,
yeah.
In week 3, I mean,
unjustifiable.
Yeah, well, you got to make those decisions. I mean, it's all good.
All right, now let's move on to the dead average guys.
That's right, 6th in the league. That's me. I'm scoring right now. I've got 514 points. I mean, it's been a rough start to the season for me. I mean, between Waddle just disappearing, Higgins has a burrow problem, and now a rib problem.
Gosh.
And then Jonathan Taylor just has his head up his ass.
Alvin Kamara looks like dust.
He does, but he can catch the football.
Yes, he can, and he got it to the tune of 13 times for 30 yards.
It's a
NFL record.
PPR league.
That's a record.
I mean, I'll take that any Sunday.
Think about how ridiculous that is.
It's hard to do, honestly. 13 catches for 33 yards. I mean, the man is sure-handed. There's no doubt about that. And
the thing is, he had 14 targets.
Derek Carr should not be started in the NFL right now. I mean, from a health standpoint, but arguably from a talent standpoint as well. I mean,
somehow they downgraded.
Right. From Andy Dalton. And they pay like $200 million. I mean, I love some New Orleans Saints, but they are going to purgatory. But, hopefully.
I think this team, though, Birch is pretty dominant.
Hopefully, Jonathan Taylor.
Just don't trade with Birch anymore. We're going to give him
Whoa. No, we don't condemn.
You're going to give him a first-round pick.
No.
He doesn't need any more first-round picks.
I will say, Jordan Love has been quite a surprise. I've been really happy with that pickup, off the waiver. Could have been the selection for pickup of the league, but wasn't. Yeah, I mean, long season ahead. Hopefully it turns around. I mean, the record looks bad right now, but long season. All right, we'll keep it moving to number 5, which is actually somewhat of a surprise, if you ask me. I mean,
Big Booty Judy.
Peyton Grizzle is the 5th highest scoring team in the first 4 weeks of the 2023 season.
And probably outside of Burrow, I would say his quarterback has been a complete surprise.
He looked good against the Denver Broncos, though.
Yeah, so did I.
The Broncos may have the worst defense in 20 years of NFL play.
28 points, and he only had 25 yards on the ground.
He's a passing quarterback. What can you say?
Arthur Smith would go into a coma.
Yeah.
At the prospect of having Justin Fields.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, there's rumors that Arthur Smith hates Kyle Pitts because he wanted to draft Justin Fields, and he got big dicked by Mr. Blank. Forced his hand to take Kyle Pitts.
But, you got DeAndre Swift. That looks great. He's got Fields, Mostert, Swift, good. DJ Moore, good. I mean, I'm wondering who had to give up to get Swift and Moore.
I do like Ken Walker. I think that's
all the planets are off of him.
Of course, but look at this.
He's the 5th running back.
Number 5 RB on the year. I mean, I love me some Ken Walker.
He's got Joe Mixon definitely on the aging mill.
Domestic violator.
Kareem Hunt, speaking of another high character guy.
Yes.
Juju Smith-Schuster. I will never get the taste out of my mouth.
There was a trade for him, wasn't there?
It's haunting.
You used to have Juju, didn't you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, all right. Well, that's fine. We'll keep her moving. Yeah, and and he picked up Aaron Rodgers on the waiver wire. I mean,
that's how bad Justin Fields was looking.
Yeah, I mean, talk about torn Achilles A-Rod
at 40.
At 40 years old, yeah, that's a long recovery process, I've heard. So okay, we'll keep her rolling up to the 3rd team. And this guy actually has done some work, a lot of work.
The true
he made the decision to acquire draft picks last year.
I can't look at his team with Devontae Smith.
Oh, why is that? I mean,
I will never get the garbage taste out of my mouth. It was like eating the north end of a southbound skunk.
Just the Heisman. Which, Hammontree's not really a nickname kind of fantasy manager. But, man, I would love to see parentheses Heisman next to that wide receiver 1 right there.
He's got Herbert, Bijan, Madison, Devontae Smith. Madison does not look good.
I mean, he's a serviceable RB too.
I think the tight end 1 in Dynasty of the future.
Yeah, I think at the end of this year, we're going to be talking about Sam LaPorta to be the number 1 Dynasty tight end.
Until Brock Bowers gets in the picture.
Depending on landing spot. Yeah.
Javonte Williams, that's over.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas
defense is like one of the best.
Dalvin Cook, I will say Hammontreet, what a terrible trade.
But Treylon Burks hasn't done anything in the NFL.
I'd rather have Traylon Burks.
Yeah,
I'd rather have Alec Pierce. I'd rather have Edie.
yeah. I mean,
He's 109th out of 112. Running back.
yeah. That's a stud. He's probably, like down slope of his NFL career.
Oh, definitely. So, good job, Mr. Hammondtree, who had the first pick and was terrible last year, but he added Bijan, and now his team looks solid. He's third place.
Right.
Moving on to he who must not be named, second place, Lord Baltimore.
Yeah. The man.
Shall we speak of the sin?
We shall. I mean, the man did the one unforgivable thing in fantasy football. And so I just don't think we need to break this team down. I think we just have a few remarks.
It's the Cruciatus curse.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much like everyone should just not trade this guy anymore. Like,
should have been stripped of all of his draft picks for 3 years.
all of them for years.
And on a no trade list.
Right, exactly.
For 3 years.
For 3 seasons minimum. I mean, this is the kind of guy that gives the lawyers bad name. Just to go out there and do stuff.
Well, what
like
did he
this.
do? What did he do?
I mean, he dropped his entire team on a Saturday.
Ruined 2 people's Saturdays.
Yeah.
Doesn't even say sorry about it.
No.
And he was throwing a fit because his
like a
extremely
child.
lopsided trade
Was going to get approved, but he wanted it expedited.
That's right.
And he said every trade gets expedited. If you don't expedite my trade right now, I'm dropping my entire team like a 4-year-old. And so he did. He dropped his entire team. And bad look, bro. And then he comes back into the league, and the next day after Ryan Lynn and James Burge, I don't know who did it. Who added all the players back? Had to freeze the nightmare. Adds everybody back to his roster. Instead of saying, my bad, I'm sorry, that was a dick move, he said, so what happened? What was the trade process or what?
Yeah, right. So I'll just wrap it up with one final comment and I'll move on to the number one team. I just hope everyone on this team tears their ACLs, I mean, maybe some motorcycle crashes. I mean, who knows? Like, wives cheat on them, I mean, that's all we got to say there. So, the number one team.
The number one team in the running for,
One of my favorite people on the planet.
Great guy. Such a contrast from the previous.
Alex Norton.
Congratulations.
And has an excellent name. The Jeffersonian era.
Yeah. I mean, when you get 101 and startup, you go Justin Jefferson. It's an appropriate nickname for your team.
Adds Anthony Richardson to a quarterback needy team.
Home run. Fit.
ETN.
Fine.
James
Fine.
Cook.
Fine. But the receivers.
Big Tom.
Stephon Diggs. That's like a hell of a 1-2 punch right there.
Kyron Williams, great.
Great. Yeah.
Nico
Nico
Collins
Collins, monster. He's a monster.
Hunter Henry at the tight end could use a little work
I
there.
mean, it's serviceable. Sure.
That's
right.
Although he did have Kirk Cousins and Gino, who had excellent career years
Right.
last year.
I mean, Kirk Cousins is a great backup quarterback.
Excellent. The second best backup quarterback in our league.
Yeah.
Behind Sean Watson.
Behind Tua Tagovailoa. Hollywood and Pierce on the bench. I mean, he's got depth. The man has
He's got depth.
options.
Let's look at his picks. What picks does he have?
Oh, no first rounder this year. Yeah, that's okay. Do you have that? I don't know.
Hammondtree must have it.
Oh, does Hammondtree have it? He sure does. I mean, that's fine because when you're in number one, fuck this.
Was that for ETN or James Cook or what?
I don't know. But the bottom line here is
great team.
Alex Norton is in pole position at the end of September and couldn't pick a better guy to do that.
No.
Yeah.
Love that guy. And he's a damn good dog too, by the way.
Seemingly so. Well, that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and see you around. Hope the bar
results are favorable.
That's right. Hope everyone passes the bar.